Mo.
Hi, I just have a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Okay.
I was just doing some research in the organization because I've been talking to some witnesses who were outside with their magazines at a park.
Okay.
I was really startled by one thing I read in Awake magazine. I mean, it was a while ago, but it kind of bothered me because when I was young in school, they taught us all these things about like the population bomb and how there wouldn't be enough food for people and we were going to be probably destroyed by having atomic wars, nuclear wars, and things like that. And it really wasn't really good for me. Like, it worried me, but I was just like a kid, But anyways, I just wanted to share this with you because I think that's why it kind of jumped out at me because I'd been through different apocalyptic type predictions like that. But this quote from the magazine says, "If you are a young person, you will need to face the fact that you will never grow old in this system of things." And then it says, you will never fulfill any career that this system offers. If you're in high school and thinking about college, it means at least 4, perhaps even 6 or 8 more years to graduate. But where will this system of things be by that time? It will be well on its way towards its finished, if not actually gone. And that was 1969.
Okay.
So, do you think that's good for kids to hear things like that?
Well,
especially since it didn't prove true at all?
Well, for one thing, the more updated information is presented at this time.
I'm not asking about that.
I don't know if you're familiar with the website jw.org.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't find this on there because they didn't include this quote from the Awake 1969. It's not on there. Yeah, I'm not asking about that. What I asked, again, was, do you think that's good for kids who were kids at that time? Could it maybe scar them, like emotionally?
I was like 8 at that time, but I will tell you what we are focusing on at this time.
I'm not asking about that because they said
that's way in the past.
Yeah, but you know what? They said they were God's channel at that time, and that the food comes from Jehovah. That's why you can't brush it off really that easily.
Well, we're not perfect either. I mean, Jesus said that exactly. Then, yeah, he would need to be held accountable for it. But
just being an imperfect person, it excuses that. Do you know how many claims they make all the time that the food comes from Jehovah to Jesus to them? Imperfect. What's that about? I mean, it's just a red herring. It's you cannot have that claim with no accountability. Again, do you think that was good for those teenagers at that time? Because I can tell you that stuff is not good. It bothered me at that time. It was not good for me, and I think it affected how I lived. Yeah.
I'm sorry it affected you personally the way it did.
Not this, but what I learned in school which was also false, apocalyptic predictions. And I think that's devastating. Can you imagine the students then that didn't worry about their career because they knew they weren't going to live?
So the purpose of Jehovah's Witnesses, our message, is to the best of our ability to bring out the beneficial, positive things from the Bible and what it's going to take away. God's promises is going to take away the wickedness and the suffering from this earth and make it the same message that Jesus taught when he was on the earth, which brings everything around to God's original purpose for creating humans on the earth in the beginning.
Yeah, it's you're just going off on all. You can distract your mind from that. What do you think about 1 John 4:1? It says.
Well, here's what I'm asking. Here's what I'm trying to say is, if you're calling to ask for understanding of God's Word, the Bible, we're more than happy to help with that. If you want to discuss specific issues that you don't agree with, then we're not going to argue. I'm not going to argue.
No, I was just trying to get your take on, again, do you think that was good for people at that time? In 1 John 4:1, it says...
That is not a biblical question. So
yeah.
you can call someone else.
Yeah.
Or you can do research.
It's not a biblical question. Here's a verse. It says, 1 John 4:1 says... You're interrupting the Bible. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. How can you think that doesn't qualify as false prophets?
I told you. Sometimes what sound like very clear statements.
It is very clear.
It's not exactly the best understanding at the time. I encourage you again.
They don't present their teachings as present understandings. They present them as the truth that you all must believe and advocate unless you be disfellowshipped. So
that's not the way that we deal with that.
Yeah, it really is. You can't cover that up anymore.
If you're not going to accept what I answered, then
you didn't answer.
Okay, what was your last question?
Do you think this was good for kids? These apocalyptic images that were in magazines, they don't seem, well, they still do have some from time to time, but they used to have them a lot more.
You can just turn on the news, and in some parts of the world, that's exactly what's happening. So,
but the news isn't telling you that unless you obey us, you will not survive these things, which is in the Watchtower. Do you think that's really good for kids to tell them false things like they will never grow old, they will never grow up? How is that okay?
Like I said, I've been one of Jehovah's Witnesses all my life. I was born in 1961. I don't specifically remember that article at the time because that was a long time ago. There's refreshed information, and I don't have any. It's
refreshed. Do you think what they teach now is going to be like old light too, and someone will go, "Oh, that's just what they thought at the time"?
No.
But you guys treat it like it's absolute truth. So that's the problem. And they say they have said the writings are not from men, but from God. They've said that actually. Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm not going to pursue any other questions from you because you're just trying to be argumentative. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you'd like to know exactly what we explain, any certain verse or subject, you can ask that, or you can look at both these things on jw.org.
Yeah, some questions are off limits apparently. Hi, is this the Kingdom Hall?
Yes.
I just had a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I could. Hopefully I'll be able to help you.
Okay, great. Yeah. I saw this. I was researching into the organization because I met some Jehovah's Witnesses in a park, and I just found this one thing that was actually on a different website from the Awake magazine, so I can't find it on the official website. I was just wondering if you could find out if this is really a true quotation.
Oh, you said that you found something in an Awake magazine?
Yeah, although it's just on the internet, someone else shared it. It's not on the official website, so I'm trying to find out if this was real in the Awake magazine.
Okay.
Is there a way to find out? Because it doesn't go back far enough, so I can't really check it. Because I want to check it, make sure that they really said this.
What you could do is we have a Watchtower online library.
Yeah, I know. I said I checked your website, and it doesn't go back far enough. The Awakes only go back to 1970.
Okay.
Is there any way you could find out for me if they really said this? Because you can't believe everything you see on the internet, right?
Yeah.
So I want to check the official, source. But I don't have it.
As far as like something that you read, I'm gonna see if I can find it. It may be a little difficult because but at the same time I'm just kind of confused because the JW.org and Watchtower Online Library are like two different websites.
Oh, well, the JW.org links to that section. It's just more extensive library of their older publications.
Yeah, I mean, that one
it's easy to find.
Like 1930.
No, in the Awake magazine, it just goes back to 1970. The last time I looked. Maybe it does now. I don't know. But I looked pretty recently.
I'm sorry. What I could do, if you sorry, I wish I had a way to contact you again.
Well, I can give you my email.
Okay, I'll thank you for that. I'll take the email and
sure.
I'll see if I can find a way.
Do you guys have copies of them or something like that?
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Do you have copies of the older ones, or does anybody so they can?
Yeah, we may have some in our library.
Oh, okay.
So I'll check.
Okay.
Yeah, I just looked in our library and we only have Watchtower up to 1950. I'm confused. We don't seem to have the Awake articles up to that date.
So there's... Well, I just have to assume it's correct then, because it's...
So, yeah, I was just wondering, is that perhaps, even though if I can't find the actual article, you know, perhaps if you, like, I don't know if you're comfortable sharing the quote, and then maybe after hearing it, I could, like, tell you if it was, like, correct or not.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe, do any of the members have, like, older ones at their house or anything?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I mean, do any of the members have the older, books or magazines that you could ask?
Okay, yeah, I could ask. Yeah, I could definitely do that.
Okay. Well, I'll read you the quote. It's from May 22nd, 1969.
I'll just type that down. May 22nd. May 22nd. 1969. Thank you so much for your patience.
Oh, sure. Page 15. Yeah, thank you for yours. Do you want me to read you what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, if you are a young person, you also need to face the fact that you will never grow old in this present system of things. Why not? Because all the evidence in fulfillment of Bible prophecy indicates that this corrupt system is due to end in a few years. Of the generation that observed the beginning of the last days in 1914, Jesus foretold this generation will by no means pass away until all these things occur. Therefore, as a young person, you will never fulfill any career that this system offers. If you're in high school and thinking about a college education, it means at least 4, perhaps even 6 or 8 more years to graduate into a specialized career. But where will this system of things be by that time? It will be well on the way towards its finish, if not actually gone.
So as far as like that quote, is there like I heard some things that maybe like I kind of got the gist of like what it was saying, and for the most part, like it's like I want to say that it sounds like is there something about the quote that you like bothered you or?
It doesn't bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me because it's like I get for the most part what it's saying, but I can understand how someone who's perhaps like trying to like learn more and looking at our website, maybe could read this and like look at it a different way. Because from what I understand, it seems like it's just emphasizing when it says the whole thing about a few years. I don't know if it's like I don't know if maybe it was worded like that, but I don't know if that's necessarily accurate because we don't really put a set amount of time on, the system's going to come in a couple years or a few years.
You don't, they don't. Well, I guess what it is they don't do it anymore. I think the last specific date they gave was the year 2000 because they said the preaching would be finished in this century. They said that in the late 1900s.
Okay. Yeah, I think
but they did predict many specific dates and time limits as to what this generation meant and, things like that. Say don't have children because you should wait till the new system. That was like in the 1940s. So this advice, based on it, I'm sure many took this advice to not worry about what their career would be. And it said they will never grow old in this present system. But, mainly I didn't want to argue about it, but I just want to see if you can find it, if it's even legit,
Yeah. So, I'll definitely look around.
Okay.
But, based on, at least what I've seen in the last, couple years, it's been, they don't put, a set amount of time on, when we believe that the end of the system.
Yeah, I think they finally gave that up, except for the overlap generation, which is a time limit too, unless they add another overlap later. They had to add that unusual definition because their other time frame was running out of time, and then they said they got new light, which they've had a bunch of different definitions of what this generation is. And they're actually famous with outsiders for date setting. It's I don't know why you think they don't, or they used to. They were an offshoot of Second Adventists who were from the Millerite movement, and they're very addicted to date setting. So when people like me think about it, it's an apocalyptic, doomsday group. I'm not, I guess they finally figured that out, that Jesus said, no man knows the day or the hour, which was what Christian theologians and pastors were trying to tell them back in before 1914 about their predictions of 1914, which didn't come true. But anyways, can I give you my email so you can let me know if you find it in the actual print?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just had it. I'm just looking for my phone. I know. Okay, I got my phone.
Sounds like a lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, what happened is we were just having we met together because we're about to go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds busy. Okay, you got a pen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you let me know if you find it.
Okay. No problem.
Great.
Okay,
Thanks so much. God bless.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, have a great day. Okay?
You too.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Kingdom Hall.
Hi. I just have a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Okay, may I ask who's calling?
Christine.
Okay, hold on.
Hello?
Yeah, I just had is this the same person or a different person? Okay. Well, thanks. I just had a question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Sure.
Do you have a minute?
Just a moment, sure.
Okay. Well, I was looking into the organization because I met some Jehovah's Witnesses in a park, and so I was having a conversation with them. So I was just doing some of my own research. I just came across a quotation on a different website. It's not jw.org, and I can't find the reference on jw.org because it's an older quotation. I was just wanting to, if someone could someone fact check it for me and make sure that this is correct? I'm not sure. Because you can't believe everything on the internet.
That is true.
Yeah, so I just wanted to see if they really said this, because I've just been doing my own research,
Okay, I can look into it for you.
Oh, thanks. Well, it's from The Awake, 1969, May 22nd, page 15.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm just writing this down.
Okay.
Get that. Awake, 69?
Yeah, May 22nd, page 15.
And page what?
15.
15. Okay.
Do you want me to read you what it says?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, this is the quote. It says, if you are a young person, you will also need to face the fact that you will never grow old in this present system of things. Why not? Because all the evidence in Bible prophecy indicates that this corrupt system is due to end in a few years. Of the generation that observed the beginning of the last days in 1914, Jesus said, this generation will by no means pass away until all these things occur. Therefore, as a young person, you will never fulfill any career that this system offers. If you're in high school and thinking about college, it means at least 4 or even 6 or 8 more years to graduate in a specialized career. But where will this system of things be by that time? It will be well on its way toward its finish, if not actually gone.
Okay.
Okay, great. Can you get back to me?
How can I get back to you?
Oh, I'll give you my email.
Okay.
Okay, hey, I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thanks for your help.
I'll be back to you shortly.
Okay, God bless. Bye.